Okay, happy Wednesday, everyone. Dim Hong here. Today I'm going to share with you another trade idea. Okay, so let me just show you my trade idea. All right. Now, this trade idea is for the Aussie francs pair. Okay, so dovish tapering weakened the Australian dollar. Okay, as you guys have already know that yesterday we heard from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Okay, on their monetary policy decision. Okay, so long story short, what they did was they carried out a dovish tapering. So QE proceeds with at a 4 billion Australian dollars per week rate, okay, as compared to the previous 5 billion per week. Okay, however, they actually extended their QE, which was initially intended to be for 2 months, okay, to a total of 5 months. So this current round of QE that is starting like in probably like right now, okay, September, will last all the way until February 2022, okay? So that is the dovish part of things, okay? Normally, you know, when we see a tapering, when we hear tapering from the central bank, it is actually a hawkish move. But the longer than expected period, okay, of taper up of quantitative easing led to the dovish part of things. All right. So yeah, so this is the post on my trade idea. I think I will just show. I'll just jump straight into the chart. All right. So as you guys can see, this chart over here, Aussie francs. This is a daily time frame chart. Okay, so there is a key handle over here. Let me just indicate this. Okay, so this blue line over here is actually the 0.68 handle. Okay, so right here. Okay, so since mid-July, yes, July 19, okay, when Aussie francs actually broke below this 0.68 handle, it actually tried to go above. Okay, it actually tried to break above. You see, you can see that, you know, over here when it comes down, it actually tried to, it tested the, some of you may want to call this a resistance level. Okay, but to no avail. All right, to no avail, and you know, it went down more than it actually went up. Then for the second time, it tested it again. Okay, again, it failed and went down more than previous, right? Then I think it was last Friday, okay? Okay, so it went up again. So last Friday was at this candle over here. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see clearer. This bullish candle over here, this actually indicates last Friday's trading, right? Once again, it comes back and tests. And then on Monday, it was little move, this candle over here. This, some of you will call it a spinning top, a doji kind of bearish candle, okay? So it was little move because the market was actually waiting for the Reserve Bank of Australia's announcement, right? So Tuesday, okay, when it comes, when the central bank actually announced a tapering, okay, of quantitative easing, for the first few minutes, there was actually a strengthening in Australian dollar across the board. All right. You know what? I'm just going to show you the minute chart. Okay, this is going to be a bit fast, but no worries. Where is it? Okay, let me just go to the hourly chart. All right, then you guys will probably see clearer. Okay, great. So as you can see over here, well, there was a gap. Let me try refreshing the data to see. Okay, so on this platform there was actually a gap, an upwards gap. All right. So as you can see here, the central bank announcement was yesterday at 12:30 GMT plus 8. Okay, which coincides to this over here. So as you can see at the bottom, it's a bit small, but yeah, so it shows 6:30, okay, but we will have to add 6 hours to get to the GMT plus 8 timing. So it's 12, it coincides with 12:30, all right? So as you can see that at this 12:30 M5, okay, 5-minute candle, well, price actually gapped upwards, okay, and went up further by another 10 over pips, okay? So this actually reflects the initial reaction, bullish reaction coming from the market, because the central bank, okay, the RBA, decides to proceed with QE tapering, because with the whole recent rise in Delta COVID cases and things like that, many economists, analysts, okay, were actually expecting the central bank to hold back on quantitative easing, tapering, right? Probably to the next meeting or something, all right? However, they decided to proceed with tapering, which led to a brief strengthening of the Australian dollar against the Swiss francs for the first 5 minutes. Now, after that, you see that, it just comes all the way back down, more than it had actually risen for the past 5 minutes, right? So this is actually led to the, this is actually caused by the dovish part of things, okay? The fact that the central bank actually decides to run this current round of QE for 5 months instead of the previous, instead of the initial plan of 2 months, okay? So back to the daily chart. Because of this, all right, it is very likely that we will be seeing another rejection, okay, from the 0.68 handle, okay, for the 3rd time. So yeah, fundamentally we have a dovish tapering, okay, coming from the central bank, which means we are likely going to see a weaker Australian dollar for the time being, all right? So with that, this whole 0.68 resistance level or handle, key handle, psychological level, round level, whatever you want to call it, is unlikely going to be broken, which is why I anticipate a downtrend coming up, okay? I would say a strong downside coming from the Aussie francs. Hence, I actually set a sell stop order at 0.675, this green line over here, okay, this green dotted line over here. Now, as usual, I don't set my TP and stop loss before the trade triggers, okay, because, the level that I'll be setting for my TP and stop loss may differ from time to time, because when the trade triggers, it may be, I may actually have a more aggressive stop loss, okay? But as of right now, personally, I feel that, if the trade were to trigger, chances are, or rather should I say, more likely that my stop loss will be set above the 0.68 handle, probably like some 90 pips, maybe 90 to 100 pips. Yeah, 90 to 100 pips of stop loss. But you can see that with this entry level over here, we're actually seeing a strong downside, right? We are seeing 200 pips potential profit. So this is actually a 1:2 risk to reward ratio, okay? So yeah, that's the end of my sharing. I'll be waiting for this trade to trigger. And if it actually triggers, Traders Club members, if you're in the Traders Club, obviously you are, I will be updating you guys again on the platform. All right. With that, I'll see you guys next time.